Bang. We're live. Welcome, Jed. Bit of a different setup today because we are on the road.
Correct.
And I wanted to do a potty because I wanted to take the viewers inside why the heck we go and actually visit regions and what we do in these regions. I wanted to introduce them to yourself. A lot of our clients will probably see this and say, hey, Jed bought me a property and it went gangbusters. So big welcome. Welcome to the potty.
Thank you.
Where are we? Oh, actually, you can't say where we are because it's a new region. But what are we doing? What are we actually doing? And who are you? Actually, maybe let's start there. Who is Jed?
My name is Jed, buyer's agent here at Fresh Start. My job is to help investors buy really awesome properties. What we're doing here in this secret region
Has to be secret.
so secret.
For your own good.
Yeah, the reason we come to these regions and is fairly simple. We want to go and have a look in real life, go drive around the streets, have a look at some of the properties that we have bought, which is nice. Earlier on, we showed one of our clients the property that they bought recently. That's just recently settled. Did a little video of it, had a little talk, and that was nice from them. They really appreciated that, so that was cool. But then also another really good reason is to come and actually meet with the agents that we either have dealt with or would like to deal with, including property managers as well. Just build that rapport and that relationship and help them understand, what it is we're looking for and, find ways, of how we can help with their process as well. Not everyone works the same.
Yep.
And it's nice to sort of, to meet in person, look someone in the eye and, add that human touch because, in a job like this, it's a lot of phone calls, right? So I think, the personal touch in person is really important.
Love it. Love it. Before we get into, I guess, then day-to-day or what we're going to be doing over these next few days, I wanted to touch firstly on yourself and more so what your role was back in UK and how those markets do differentiate, as in Oz market versus UK market. So if you could touch on that, that'd be epic.
Yeah, cool. Okay. There's quite a lot to talk about there, but I'll keep it simple. So in the UK, I started a business very similar to Fresh Start.
Okay.
It's the same sort of idea where you would be a buyer's advocate or advocacy, and you would help clients purchase investment properties. Mm-hmm. There are definitely some differences. Obviously, the UK being a much smaller land size, but with a much larger population.
70 mil.
Yeah, so it's crazy in that respect. So really, really high competition over there for any property, no matter what condition it's in. Over there, it wasn't so straightforward in terms of the assets themselves or the sort of the strategy, if you will. There was a number of strategies, and it would depend on the client. So a common one would be like a buy, refurbish, rent, refinance. Mm-hmm. You purchase the property, it does need work, you do the work, it adds the value to the property, you then rent it out, and then you would refinance in maybe 8, 9, 12 months to pull that or most of that capital back out and go again. So it'd be a way to recycle your funds. Useful, of course, for people that don't have as much money potentially and they want to get started. But definitely one key difference as well that I've noticed is the difference in capital growth. So in the UK, I mean, I never came across anything where you'd get the sort of growth that's possible here. We'd be happy to see 5%, as an average, 5% per year would be like, yep, great, that's a good one. And over here, it's it could be a lot more than that. So
gangbusters, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You've obviously brought that over. So I guess, and you were saying it, but just literally before this, you said every property you had to go and view, meaning I would imagine, have built much better relationships with the agents, seeing them so much, or no? Like it's very different from.
I think there's a couple of things that are going on. I mean, I was new to all of this back then, so there was a lot of learning to do.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my own business as well. So I was a one-man band. I didn't have all the support and the resources that we have with all the team members that we've got at Fresh Start. So you do have to do everything yourself, the marketing, the sales, the onboarding, literally everything. But even going and viewing every single property, I kept my area quite tight, so I wasn't having to travel too far.
Okay.
So that was fine. But over there, you would get a handful of really good agents. Mm-hmm. But the majority of them, I mean, they don't even need to be licensed over there. You're not a licensed real estate agent.
Right.
It's not really a thing. So you could be straight out of university and you're a sales agent.
Yep.
For an agency, right? So the properties that we were targeting would often need a lot of work. So they would be, your lower price properties, which is a huge volume type market. For them to make money as an agency, they would need to be selling a lot of those, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And, they don't even charge much in terms of commission or anything either.
So very different, very, very different to here.
Quite different, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you had to be a bit more creative over there in terms of your strategy to profit from it. And investors would be more, they would be more interested in or more motivated by short-term profits.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense. So a flip, for example, we want to get money in the next 6 months and then we want to put that into this development, or they would target a lot more of cash flow strategies as well.
Okay.
So even a standard sort of what they would call a buy to let, which we call just an investment property, you buy it, you rent it out. They would be cash flowing, like positively cash flowing from day one over there. So
What the fuck's going on there? There's some weird things out in this good old regional town. Okay, interesting. Okay, so that's the UK. That's awesome. Let's bring it back to, I guess, now why we're here, and then specifically what you are seeing here. We were talking about it on the way here. Kind of different to some of the other markets that you've been in. I think you were mentioning it before. You've been refreshed up, 5 months now? 4, 5?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
6 months. You've been in a few markets. This happens to be the most different in regards to the activity from other buyers agents. Is that correct?
Yep.
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We spoke with a couple of agents earlier on today, and they've said just in the last few months they've started to get calls from other buyers agencies, and they've never had that before, really.
Right.
So that was interesting. So that's certainly a difference. Some of the other, regions that we're in, it's just they get, bombarded by agents all the time, by buyers agents. So that's very different. Properties here definitely don't sell as fast. I mean, some of them do every now and then, but there's the days on market is a bit longer. There's nowhere near as much stock, especially right now, I think, on the market. So we're starting to see that listings are going down.
Do you know what it's at?
I don't know.
Off the top of your head?
I don't know exactly what it's
Yeah, no,
at.
that's okay.
No. And then, of course, and all of the agents are saying this as well, there's always been a really strong demand for rentals. So there's a high demand for rentals, and now there's a low supply for stock for people to rent. So
Investor's
that, of course,
dream. Yep.
Yeah, exactly what you're after. But yeah, it's nice. I'd say that we're in nice and early here.
Perfect.
Which is what you want. Anyone who's picking up a property here now, they're going to be able to reap the benefits of that growth wave early on. As we know, that's what we all want. So yeah, I mean, it's not to say that other more popular or other regions that have been on for a bit longer, a bit more competitive aren't good. They definitely are, but awesome to see that, okay, we're in here nice and early. We might be able to pick up some excellent properties and get some really good results.
And not fight tooth and nail. And
yes, yeah.
Can you go in depth into, I guess, what that actually means from a buyer's perspective? Like, I'm thinking conditions, I'm thinking stuff like that. Like what let's talk. I mean, I guess we can say this. Let's talk about Ballarat. Ballarat is a region that we've purchased a lot of assets in. We're still kind of a little bit in there, but it's really hot.
Yep.
How would that compare to, say, some of the assets you've purchased here? And from a client's perspective,
that's actually a good one because I've got a great example of that. So recently picked one up in Ballarat just last week.
Okay.
Offer accepted on that one. So that particular property sold for, we got it, but it sold for, I think, 70,000 over the top of the range.
Okay.
Of the listing. Obviously, listings are listings, right? It doesn't really mean what it's worth, but
bit of a BS vanity
it
claim.
can
Okay.
be. Yep. And yeah, so the competition was unreal. So there were 25 offers on that property. So
madness.
I was hopeful we'd get it, and we did, which is awesome. But I was also like, likelihood,
pretty low.
Deadline, everyone's got to get their final offer. It's your only opportunity. There's no negotiation by 4 p.m. on Thursday. That's the sort of scenario that you're in a place like that.
Conditions?
Yeah. So we obviously want to get as many favorable conditions in for the buyer as possible. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to a really hot market where there's lots and lots of interest in a property, if you've got too many conditions in, even if you've got the same price point or even a little bit higher, a buyer might just go for the other one. So we've got to balance that.
Okay.
Whereas a market like this, we can definitely get away with getting more conditions in there, which is nice as well. Some of them are not necessary all the time, but, the more you can get in there, I think the better, without going too crazy. Of course, you could write anything in a contract really, and if they agree to it, they agree to it. But there's less of a stress, or less of a balancing act, should I say, when it comes to putting the offer in.
Both markets are going to have exceptional growth, right? It's not saying that one's going to perform better than the other. I think just one is a bit further on and more people have found out about that market. Let's say the market that we're in, we can't say this market, but the market that we're currently in, this is 6-12 months away. It's probably going to have the exact same. It's going to be in the exact same playing field where there will be 15, 20, 25 offers on that. Is that what you're thinking, what you're seeing?
I can't see why not. Yeah, I mean, that's what's happened in the other regions, right? So, it's just a timing thing. We're in a different stage of growth for this particular area compared to the others.
Love it. Okay, cool. What's on for the next couple of days? So tell me what's happening today, what's happening tomorrow, what are you planning on doing?
Well, I've met with 2 agents already. We're going to go and meet with a property manager who's looking after one of our properties here. She's great. She's really onto it. Love working with her. She came to us and said, hey, look, have you got any sort of, promotional material about what you guys do, how you help clients that I could share with some of my, investors or landlords?
Yep.
Property providers.
That's okay.
She's the right thing is.
A marketing queen there, sounds like.
That's it. So I think maybe some of these people have spoken to her and expressed that they might want to buy more properties. So that's great. But then, just build that relationship a bit more, have her understand exactly what we do. And of course, that should hopefully open up some doors for some off-market opportunities as well.
Okay, awesome.
Where there's even less competition, which is ideal.
Yeah. I mean, every single time that we do leave, because we tend to travel now, it's once every 6 weeks, I'd say. Every buyer's agent always leaves and go, oh, look, we've got this banger, or this banger's been sent almost on the way home. So I'm interested to see how that tracks. Obviously, you've said that the stock levels are low and there's not a lot of stock on the market. But I am very, very interested to see. Okay, cool. I always like to ask a question as well, which is hasn't been on the agenda. Not that there's much of an agenda that we've been running off here. Clients watching this, you've now purchased a shitload of properties, right? And you've had excellent clients, and maybe you haven't had excellent clients, right? What determines, I guess, an excellent client? One which is going to yield then the best result, and you then leave that experience going, holy shit, that like everything just went really, really smooth. What does that client ultimately need to have as personality traits, or just how do they need to come into, I guess, working with a buyer's agent and specifically yourself?
Yeah, I think, that's an awesome question and pretty easy to answer actually. So the ones I think where we've had sort of the most seamless or hassle-free or best results for, number one, they have an open mindset when it comes to what we're doing. They have a vision, they have a goal, they know what they want to achieve, of course, and we can guide people on different options for that, which is awesome. But definitely number one is communication. So we're very big on communication here, as you know.
You're extremely big.
Yeah. So the clients that they pay attention when you send them a message, they'll pick up the phone when you give them a call. That's really helpful because sometimes, especially in the hotter markets, there's timeframes, in order to get a property across the line, and we need to move quickly.
Awesome.
So that's good. And then, I think those are the 2 key things. I think it's being open to allowing us to do what we do, which is to find a really good asset and, provide all of the reasons why it's worth buying.
Yep.
Maybe don't pigeonhole yourself to a certain area or preconceptions about an area or a state. Sometimes I always ask that when I'm having a call with them in the first place. Are there any areas that you sort of heard of that you don't like or you do like, and the reasons why? And try and get all of that out early on.
Just get the bullshit out, yeah.
Yeah, because ultimately, we wouldn't buy in a region that we didn't believe in. We've got all of the data to back it up, a really good track record. So, I think that's probably the main stuff.
Communication, open mind, and allow you to actually do what you do.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I love it. Final one. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm not going to hold you to it, but we are going to track this. I want to track it in a year. This is going to be a stab in the dark for you.
Oh, okay.
Where do we see the median house value in 12 months' time? in this particular region that we're in.
Median house value. Oh, you've got me on the spot now.
I'm going to just throw it, and we're just going to, maybe even from an internal piece, I'm going to track it.
So median's in the middle, right?
Correct. Yeah. Where are we sitting now? Sub 500 still?
I think it's getting close to 500.
Okay.
I think it's got to be a little bit less than 500.
Cool.
That's off the top of my head. I'd actually have to look.
Okay.
And so in what period of time?
12 months. So November 2026, where do we see this particular market in relation to median house value?
Man,
It's such a bullshit claim.
it's so hard. There's no way I'm going to be able to know that. I would hope though, maybe 560, 570.
Cool.
Yeah.
Decent.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Well, what's that? That's 15-ish%.
Something like that. Yep.
Awesome. Epic.
Yep. But that's, that is a stab in the dark.
Well, we'll hold you to it in 12 months' time.
Great.
I'll maybe be
Brilliant.
sitting here and say we've done it. Good stuff. Beautiful. Thank you very much for the chat. It's a quick one. I just wanted to give the guys and the viewers a bit of insight into what we are actually doing on the ground. I think it's also going to be very nice for clients to see this, say, hey, that's Jed's big head. There you go. We'll have a look at it.
Jed's big head.
But thank you very much. And looking forward to seeing what we do for the rest of the time.
No worries. Thank you.